Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. Well, quite an active weekend, so let's get right to it and show you what happened. Looks at the moment like there will be 4 tornadoes that occurred over the weekend. One around Port Austin, another one in Flushing, in Genesee County, west of Flint. Another one around White Lake in northern Oakland County, and another one around Armada, or at Armada. So we'll be getting more info on that, and the rankings have gotten a little bit so far, but the Weather Service will be finalizing that this morning, it looks like. All right, so what do we got going on this week? Well, we have a couple of rounds of storms. We have some warm weather, humid weather, and we also have a big cool down on the way for the weekend into the first part of August. So today is simply a gorgeous day most everywhere all day long. This is middle of the day. Remember, I'm showing you a model that kind of shows 6-hour amounts of precipitation. It shows you upper level temperatures. I use that. It shows you the pressure pattern too. But it's the best way to show you how much rain is going to fall in 6-hour bursts. Hey, good morning, Gloria Burt from Mendon, Michigan. And good morning, Matthew Bursley and Katie Humphrey. Good morning. So then we get into tonight, and thunderstorms come across the UP, and by morning come across northern lower. And by early afternoon tomorrow, come into the Saginaw Valley area. Kind of patchy thunderstorms tomorrow. And then as we go into Wednesday, we dry out, cool off a touch, and then another batch of thunderstorms comes late Wednesday night, and this is Thursday morning. So basically 2 clumps of thunderstorms, and we're in the pattern where those can produce severe weather, either one of those. After that, we actually cool down. Now, what I want you to notice here is maybe you can look real close at your screen, and you see the red lines. Those are temperatures about 5,000 feet up, and they're measured in Celsius. They're forecast in Celsius. But when I see a 10 over mid-Michigan and a 12 over southern Michigan, and an 8 and a 6 and a 4 over the northern part of lower Michigan and the UP, I start thinking, wow, almost a hint, a true hint of a fall feel, with morning lows in the 40s and 50s and highs in the 60s and 70s. Now this takes us into the weekend, and we continue with that northwesterly flow, clumps of thunderstorms about every 2 days or so. So not a real wet pattern, but also starting to cool off. Here's your high temperature forecast off of a model that I like. Hey, Gene Mucha, good morning to Kent County also. And thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, now brought to you by Consumers Energy. Thank you, Consumers Energy. So today we're going to warm into the upper 80s to near 90 from basically, Big Rapids to Bay City and all the way southward through Ann Arbor and Detroit and Kalamazoo and Jackson and Battle Creek. You all have a warm day on the way, high humidity too. And then tomorrow, still warm in the southwest quarter, 80-ish or low 80s in the southeast, and 70s in the northern half of lower Traverse City and Gaylord and Charlevoix and Petoskey and Boyne Falls. Thursday, back to the low to mid 80s in a lot of places. And hey, Megan Fry from Van Buren County, good morning. And then Friday, look at that, highs on Friday in the 70s and 60s, Saturday. And then Sunday, and then getting out there pretty far, and this model can sometimes overdo cold air, so I think that's probably the case, but you probably add 10 degrees onto it, and it's still chilly. Looking at highs August 2nd in the 60s, a few days in the 60s. Of course, that kind of weather doesn't last long at this time of the year, but it would be quite abnormal for us to have highs in the 60s first couple of days of August. All right, now we are in a severe weather pattern. We could get more severe weather. This is the severe weather forecast for today to tomorrow morning. And what it indicates is severe thunderstorms coming into the western half of the UP, where there's a 2% chance of a tornado, 15% chance of a high wind gust, and there could be large hail, which would be 2-inch diameter hail or greater. And then what I wanted to show you is this week, tomorrow into Wednesday morning, chance of severe weather from Minnesota across central Wisconsin, central Michigan, and then on Wednesday into Thursday, another chance of severe weather. And these areas will move because these kind of storms, we can't forecast exactly where they will start until they just about get ready to start, and then we can kind of follow the path. So the point being is that for 3 days this week, we do have the chance of severe weather across parts of Michigan. And for the brunt of us in the southern half of lower Michigan, we'll probably look at Wednesday night or Thursday as being the greatest chance of severe weather once again. All righty, there you have it. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. Keep you updated all week long about the possibility of severe weather. And stay tuned. Join me on MLive for more weather updates. Take care.